Hi, this is Sarah. We're going to be reading chapter 2. And my last video I did was of chapter 1, Fairy Ponies Midnight Escape. That night, Holly found it hard to get to sleep. Her parents had left after tea. They'd kiss her goodbye and she'd watch the car as it wound its way back down the narrow lane. She hadn't felt as sad as she'd expected, though. Instead, she was filled with a strange excitement. Maybe it was the chestnut ponies. Imagine if I'm allowed to ride them every day, thought Holly. I'd learn to gallop and jump. Just then, a gentle breeze came through the open window, flapping the curtains so that moonlight streamed into the bedroom. It bathed the walls in a silver glow, lighting up a teeny painting that was hidden in a nook beside the window. Holly crept out of bed to investigate, her toes curling into the soft, warm rugs. The painting was of fairy ponies streaming out from the roots of an oak tree. Underneath, in sloping, curling handwriting, someone had written "The Magic Fairy Ponies." "How beautiful," whispered Holly. "How beautiful," whispered Holly. There were a dozen ponies and a mixture of chestnuts, bays, and dapple greys, and each had a pair of beautiful wings on its back, butterfly wings on its back, decorated as gossamer and awash with color. Holly climbed back into bed, but she lay staring at the painting until her eyes finally closed in sleep. The fairy ponies must have fluttered into her dreams. Holly thought the next morning she dreamed she was flying across the night sky, riding bareback on a magic fairy pony, her hair streaming in the wind. Holly gazed at the painting again before breakfast, then tore herself away. "Stop looking at the fairy ponies," she told herself, "when there are real ones outside." Holly wolfed down her breakfast as fast as she could from the kitchen window. She could see that the two girls from next door were already cantering around the paddock. "Can I go out now?" she asked her aunt as soon as she'd finished her cereal. "Of course you can. Are you going to talk to Christina and Poppy?" She nodded. "Well, don't be too upset if they won't let you." But Holly risked raced outside before Aunt May could finish her sentence. Before Holly could finish her sentence. In Holly's mind, she and Cressida were already best friends. We'll go tricking together, she thought, and go to gymkhanas. As Holly ran down the garden path, she was distracted for a moment by the huge oak tree towering above her. There was something mesmerizing about its twitching branches that seemed to stretch endlessly into the sky. Suddenly, the sound of pounding hooves made her turn, and she saw Cressida and Poppy had begun practicing their jumps. She stepped up onto the wooden fence that surrounded next door's paddock, that watched wistfully, waiting patiently for Cressida and Poppy to come over and say hello. But even though they must have spotted her, it seemed as ages before Cressida decided to come trotting up with Poppy close behind. Both girls had ash blonde hair, but while Poppy's was tied in a bundly ponytail. Cressida's feet fell in waves to her waist. They were both dressed in smart jumpers and gleaming riding boots. Holly jumped off the fence to greet them. "Hello, I'm Cressida," announced the taller girl. "And this is my sister Poppy. Who are you?" In her head, it had seemed so easy to ask to ride Cressida's pony, but there was something in the other girl's voice that made Holly feel flustered. And uncomfortable. "I'm Holly. I'm staying with my great Aunt May," she said, pointing to the cottage behind her. "You've got such beautiful ponies. I love ponies, and I was just wondering if you'd ever let me ride them," she finished in a rush. "Can you ride?" asked Cressida. Sort of," Holly replied. "I help out at the local stables, so sometimes I get to have lessons. I can't trot. I can trot, and I've just learned to canter." Can't you gallop? Asked Poppy. Not yet, said Holly. I'm 6, giggled Poppy. You must be older than me, and I learned to gallop ages ago. Don't be mean, Poppy, said Christina as Holly smiled up at her. But Cressida's next words were like a bucket as a bucket of cold water. I'm afraid I can't let you ride them, she went on. We only have 2 ponies, so we can't all ride together, could we? Cressida was still smiling at Holly, but her blue eyes were like chips of ice. Then there came a call from the house. Cressida! Cressida! Poppy! Holly peered round the ponies to see a glamorous woman tripping across the field in high heels. Poppy, your ballet teacher is here, she called, and it's time for your piano lesson. Cressida. Oh, who are you talking to? Coming, ma'am, Cressida called back, dismounting gracefully before riding her pony around. It's just a girl from next door, as she added dismissively. She's staying with her great aunt. Holly saw Cressida's mother turn and go back into the house, with Poppy cantering across the field behind her. She felt tears pricking her eyes, and she looked hard at the ground, trying desperately to hold them back. But as she stared, she saw something fluttering on the grass, just where Cressida had been standing. Curious Holly bent down to look closer. At first she thought it was a butterfly, but as she brushed the tears from her eyes, she let out a gasp of amazement. It wasn't a butterfly at all. It was a fairy pony, just like the ones in the painting. See you for the next chapter. Bye!